about how to gain 10 pounds of muscle. We're gonna get straight to it. What's up, YouTube fam? It's your boy Chief. We got a good one. You know I'm always supplying the information, so I'm gonna get straight into the tips about how to gain lean muscle. This is not just for men, this is for women as well. So here we go with the tips. Let's get to it. So listen, the main goal here when we're trying to gain muscle, for me personally, I'm trying to gain lean muscle. I don't want to just put on weight in all different places. I don't want to put on weight in my face. I don't want to put on weight in my lower back. I want to put on weight in my arms, in my chest, in my quads, in my hamstrings, and my glutes. So tip number one is make sure you're in a calorie surplus. A lot of you guys don't know how many calories to consume. You need to know your BMR, which is your basal metabolic rate. So you go on Google, get your BMR score, and then from there calculate how many macronutrients you need. You need a good amount of protein, you need a good amount of carbs and fats. So the main thing here is to make sure, for example, my BMR is about 2,500 calories. So if my BMR is 2,500 calories, in order for me to gain weight, I need to be above 2,500. So I need to be anywhere from 3,000 to 3,200 calories just to start seeing good weight gain. If you want to gain about a pound or two a week, we don't want to put on 5 pounds in 1 week because that won't be a lot of muscle. Mostly that will be fat, and you're probably not eating the healthy carbs. Just because we're gaining weight, that's not a pass to eat whatever you want to eat. That doesn't mean, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to McDonald's and get a sandwich. No, even though we're gaining weight, we want to put in healthy, nutrient-dense food. So we want to have, our brown rice, our chicken breast, asparagus, broccoli, keeping everything nice and lean. The goal here is to put on lean muscle. That's what we're trying to do, is put on lean muscle. So tip number one is make sure you're in a calorie surplus. And another way to track that is using a simple app called MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal has been very helpful in me tracking all my calories. For a lot of you guys who don't understand how to count your macronutrients, start off with MyFitnessPal. They have other tracking apps that you can use to make sure you're in a calorie surplus, and that way you can track. Because the goal here ultimately is to gain about half a pound to a pound a week. As I said earlier, you don't want to put on 5 to 10 pounds in 1 week. That's not going to be healthy weight. So it's all about putting on 10 pounds of lean muscle. So that's tip number one. Tip number two for why you guys can't gain lean muscle is a lot of you guys are going to the gym, you're doing the same thing in the gym every day, and you're wondering why you're not getting those results. Just because you're consuming a certain amount of calories and you may be over what you need to gain weight, you may be over your BMR score, that's not enough. You have to send signals to your body that you want to grow. How do you send signals to your body that you want to grow? You have to stress the muscle out. So tip number two is progressive overload. When you go to the gym, for example, if you always go in the gym and you bench 135 or you always bench 95 pounds, let's say you always bench 95 pounds. The next week, go to the gym and try to bench 100 pounds. The next week, go to the gym and try to bench 105. A lot of you guys are staying at the same weight, and that's why you're not getting the results. You have to track your workouts. If you need help tracking your workouts, check out my Instagram page, follow me, and I make programs. I can provide you with the program. I can provide you with the workout plan. Make sure you subscribe to the page, and that way I'll be able to give you more information on how to properly progressive overload. A lot of you guys can gain muscle. You think, men and women think, oh man, I can't gain muscle. It's actually very easy to gain muscle, and you can do it very efficiently. You don't need to be in the gym for 3 hours, for 4 hours. I'm in the gym every day for an hour. That's it. I put a good hour in, I get my steps in, but what I'm doing, I'm pushing myself every time. If I'm going to the gym and I'm benching 135, the next week I'm trying to bench 155, the next week I'm trying to bench 175. If I'm doing 5 push-ups, the next week I'm trying to bench 15 push-ups. It's all about programming, you guys. It's all about programming. I've been programming for years. So if you really want to see results, you have to send those signals to your body that you want to grow. So make sure you're stressing the muscle out by doing progressive overload, and that's tip number two. Tip number three, make sure you consume more protein and carbs. You should be consuming 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per lean body weight. So I know that a lot of people say, oh yeah, I want to gain weight, but they're not eating protein. Yes, protein is expensive. Like when I go to the store, most of my expenses comes from buying protein. Yes, carbs like rice and bread are a little bit more cheaper, they're a little bit more affordable, but that, carbs just give you energy. Remember, carbs is an energy source, and fats helps you store that energy. Protein is what helps you build muscle. So a lot of times you guys are loaded up on carbs and fats, which isn't doing anything but adding fat to your body, and you're not loading up on enough protein. So you're wondering why you're not gaining muscle. It's because you're not consuming enough protein. Protein helps you feel fuller so you don't snack at night, and protein also helps build that muscle. So you guys you have to consume protein. Even when you go to these fast food spots such as Chipotle, you know, make sure that you're getting a good serving of protein. A lot of times I see people go to Chipotle and they're putting 3-4 scoops of rice in the bowl and then 1 scoop of chicken. It actually needs to be reversed. It needs to be 2 scoops of protein and then 1 scoop of rice. So remember, if you really want to gain that mass, you guys have to, you know, cough up the big bucks, go to the grocery store, get those lean meats, get those chicken breasts, get that steak, and really get to it and, you know, consume more protein. And make sure you're calculating. Remember, 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per lean body weight, or even more. Whatever your target is, that's how much protein you want to consume. So if your target weight is to be 200 pounds, you want to try to aim for 200 grams of protein. As long as you're really pushing yourself in the gym every day and you're consuming the right amount of calories and you're in your macronutrient breakdown. So that is tip number 3. Tip number 4, make sure you're doing short, intense cardio sessions. They say they want to gain weight, but then you're doing 45 minutes to an hour of cardio. Cardio doesn't have to be 45 minutes to an hour every day. When you're really trying to gain a lot of muscle mass, you only need to be hitting cardio about 3 times a week. So you want to be strength training anywhere from 5 to 6 times a week, and you want to be hitting cardio about 3 times a week. And cardio doesn't have to be this long, drawn out thing, 45 minutes. Cardio could be you just running 10 to 15 hills. It could be you doing an intense sprinting session for 10 minutes. Find different ways. It could be you jump and rope for 5 to 10 minutes. It could be you playing basketball, a game of basketball for 10 to 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be this intense thing, because you gotta focus on what you're actually trying to get accomplished. If you're trying to be a long distance runner, then go ahead and do cardio for an hour or 2 hours. But if you're trying to build muscle, get in the weight room and lift those weights. That's what's gonna help build muscle. So that's tip number 4 is, remember, short cardio sessions 3 to 4 times a week. Hitting that weight training 5 to 6 times a week. Tip number 5, this is slept on so much, is make sure you're getting adequate amount of sleep. If you're really trying to gain muscle, you need to be sleeping anywhere from 8 to 9 hours of sleep. Listen, when you guys are not sleeping, you're not allowing your growth hormones to help you build more muscle. You have to get into a great deep REM sleep, so that way those hormones can be produced and you can build muscle. Your body recovers when you're sleeping. So if you're not sleeping at night, if you're up on the computer or playing video games or talking to your homegirl every single night, you're not gonna gain those results. You're not gonna get the results you want. You're wondering why, you're eating right, you're hitting the gym 5 times a week, you're doing your cardio 3 times a week, but then you're not seeing the results you want. And it could easily be because you're only sleeping for 4 hours a day. You need to be sleeping anywhere from 7 to 9 hours a day at least. At least 7 hours. At least 7 hours. I understand, we're busy. I'm a very busy person myself. I have a lot going on, but I at least try to get anywhere from 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I don't have the luxury to sleep 9 hours. We just don't have that. But I always aim to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep, at least bare minimum. And whenever I can, I catch up on sleep here and there. Other days when I can go to bed and get a good amount of sleep, get those 9 hours. But sleep is the most important thing, because that's what's gonna help really produce those growth hormones when you sleep to build that muscle. Tip number 6 is actually have a day that you take off. That was a big one for me. For me, I was always trying to get it every single day, working. And honestly, it isn't until now that I actually have one designated day that I take off. You guys need to take off. Rest and recovery is so important. That's half of the battle. You need to rest, recover, and eat healthy and take care of your body. So many people are in the gym every day. You're not allowing your muscles, you're not giving your muscles time to recover. Like, that was something that I had to work on. I had a big problem with that. I always wanted to work out every single day. But as life got on, I progressed and I got so busy that I actually created a day off, and my day off is when I actually shoot a lot of my content. So that's what forces me to kind of take that day off. But yes, guys, I know it's hard, but please take that day off. I understand, if you want to take a day off and you still want to get your steps in, that's okay, but just try to relax. Sometimes, let your nervous system calm down. You don't always want to stress it out. Just getting up and going to the gym is a big thing. So allow yourself one day to just sleep in, get a good amount of sleep, and then recover. Really try to focus on taking the day off. Tip number 7, last tip of the day. Listen, do not use processed foods to get your calories in. And also make sure you're drinking a gallon a day. You want to drink a bunch of water. That's going to help with recovery. That's going to help with muscle growth, and that's highly slept on. If you're using a bathroom and your pee is yellow, it needs to be clear, so make sure you're consuming a lot more water. It's very important, and it'll help with your skin. You'll have nice, clear skin, body will be on point, and you look like a well-polished machine. But please, guys, also, don't try to use fast food to get your calories in. I know you're a hard gainer. For me personally, I don't like to eat. Like, I really don't like, after a while, it gets to be a lot when we're talking about 3,500 calories, 3,700 calories, that's a lot. And to get it from all healthy food is a lot. But especially if you're doing intermittent fasting and you're only eating a certain time throughout the day, if you're only eating from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., that can be really intense. But do not go to McDonald's and say, oh, well, let me just get a big McDonald's meal because that one meal will be 2,000 calories or 2,500 calories, and I can scarf that down. Please don't do that. That will not have you gain healthy, lean muscle. The goal here is to gain lean muscle. We don't want the fat. We want to stay nice and lean, and we want to continue to build an amazing physique. So please, guys, stay away from the processed foods. I'm not saying don't ever eat it, but I'm saying do not use that as a way that you do every day to get those calories in. Keep it nice and clean. Hey, listen, guys, those are the 7 tips. Those tips are for men and women. Like, lock in with those tips. I'm gonna get you guys right. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button so you can know every time I have a video coming out. I have a lot of shorts that come out. I have videos that come out 3 times a week. So stay tuned, stay locked in with me. We're gonna help build muscle. I promise you my goal here is to make building muscle as easy as possible. It's very easy to gain 10 pounds of lean muscle. And just by gaining 10 pounds of lean muscle, your physique can look completely different. I'm on the journey, we're in this together. I've recently been gaining, I've gained 10 pounds. I want to gain another 10 pounds. So guys, we're going to do it together. We're going to press together. We're going to be in this together. If you have any other questions, comment below. If you have additional questions and there's another topic you want me to make a video about, comment below and I will get on it, because it's all about you guys and giving you guys what you need. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram, because I can provide you programs about progressive overload and training. So stay locked in with me. Don't forget to subscribe. Content Performance, we out.
No watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah.